Mic check, mic check. Yo, 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 what's good, man? It's your boy Sean Nathan, locking the crib up. We was getting ready to sit down in my normal spot and do what we do, but we not gonna do that though. I'm gonna come this way so you niggas don't know where I live at. Sorry I said that, but it is what it is though. Let me get the door from my man. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's a gentleman. All right, so you can edit that out if you need to, but if that word offends you, sorry. Anyway, literally on the way back to the spot so we could sit down, do this content. I told y'all last time I had to go gorilla style on y'all because my boy be busy. You know what I'm saying? I respect people's schedules. Some of y'all don't respect people's schedules, man. Some of y'all ain't got no respect for nobody anyway. Right here. Flip it. Oh, I gotta flip it this way. Like that. Or where you want to go?
I'm saying like.
Oh, like this way? Okay. That'll work.
You don't have to put it in your face. It'll be over the corner.
Right, because he got the 360. All right, so we doing the live setup from the whip. Pull it down, though?
No, that's good.
It's good like that? All right. Put my little thing back. All right, so had this crazy idea real quick, right? Just came back from pretty much trapping out. You know what I mean? Your boy kind of jumped into some stuff. You know, I'm a real private person, so I'm not gonna tell y'all what I'm actually doing to get to a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? But it's in my wheelhouse though, so I'm kind of chilling. But what I will say is that on my way back, I realized I got a homie. Y'all know what my homie is. Shouts to Sleep. What up, Sleep? I'm always mentioning Sleep in these episodes. Sleep about to be my co-host. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when I get to Cali, we're gonna do some episodes together. Anyway though, Sleep got a homie. I don't know the nigga name, so I ain't even gonna say his name. But because I don't know it anyway. But it reminded me though, all right. Apparently this individual is going through something in terms of like a funk when it comes to we don't need no tickets. Because I can't pay for them suckers. I can pay for them, but I don't want to. Apparently my man had a situation where, and we need a little bit of gas. Just a little bit of gas. All right, so we can do this. I'll fill up later. Man had an issue where he lost his gig, right? Apparently my man been like jobless though for a minute now, but he refuses to do anything. But he consistently says stuff like, oh, you know, I don't got no dough, or I'm broke, or times is hard, it just ain't nothing out there. Like, that's a lie. That's a huge, huge lie. And I'm about to show y'all why, right? So, I'm sure if y'all been tuning in for a while, man, if you, and y'all officially TBB fam, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, love y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart. Without y'all, I would still keep doing this, but you know what I'm saying? Without y'all though, it would probably make it a little less interesting. You know what I'm saying? But either way though, appreciate y'all for rocking with a dude. So in my early stages of doing this, I kind of had a couple financial literacy episodes. And y'all know I'm a Dave Ramsey supporter. I'm an Anthony O'Neill supporter, the whole nine, right? So, there's always something you can do, all right? My man Dave Ramsey is a certified side hustle if you don't have no dough type of dude. Like, he says that. And you could be making $100,000 a year, but if you in debt $200,000, you probably need to do something else alongside what you do to get money every day, right? So he tells everybody, like, go get a side hustle. All right. I don't know what that side hustle will be, but in 2026, though, a side hustle can be anything, though. All right. About to grab this gas real quick. Where my card at? I'm going to keep talking as we do that. So let's hope the car got some money on it, though. I don't really be banking like that neither. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Bad cards detected or bad card reader, try again. Let's do it that way. All right, so basically what he be telling people is go get a side hustle, right? And the side hustle was supposed to be for if you got like crazy amounts of debt, then make a couple extra dollars and throw that towards your debt. I don't know what's going on with this right now. Try and multitask and talk to y'all at the same time. All right. I'm gonna just get enough so we can keep moving. All right, so during the time when I found Dave Ramsey, your boy was in crazy, crazy debt. And to the point where I went out and I was doing side hustles, right? My side hustles at the time was Uber Eats. All right. Now, I ain't a real fan of Uber Eats no more. All right. One, I don't like having food in my car. And two, it's probably because I picked up from like this Middle Eastern Ethiopian restaurant, and I actually liked their food, but it had my car winging. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I couldn't get out my car, for like 3 days. Had to ride with the windows down. It's hot in Arizona, so I was sweating just to try to get my car back. Anyway, was trapping out doing that. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I'll gas the wells. This gas is that crazy. All right, so we on the move with it today, y'all. That's what it look like. Yeah, because that definitely ain't enough gas. But let me get to where I'm going so this can make sense. So I was trapping out doing that for a minute. Still had a full-time gig at the time. This is like in between my rebel stage where I was like, I don't really need to work for nobody, but I was still kind of working though. But I still was like, I need to make a couple extra dollars though, because I had some free time. So when I had this free time, what I really ended up doing was trapping out doing Uber Eats. All right. The gig that I had at the time, I was making $25 an hour. All right. Now, real quick for context, look at this GPS. It says 6 minutes. It's 6 minutes to where I'm going. When we left, it said 9. All right. Now, disclaimer, I live close to where we going, so we'll get into that later, though. All right, let me get back to the story, but just keep this in your head for later, though. 6 minutes. All right. So I finally left this gig, right? And I was making at the time, and this had to be like maybe 2-3 years ago, probably 3 years ago. My daughter's 3 now, so probably definitely like 3.5 years ago. $25 an hour. All right. $25 an hour, 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day is $200 a day. Times 5 days a week is $1,000 a week. All right, this before taxes. Times 2 weeks, that's 2 bands every 2 weeks. When you say it out loud like that, that is no dough. Like, not in the economy we got right now. 2 bands a week every other week is some people's rent is more than that. My mortgage is more than that. Anyway, this is what I was making though. All right, before taxes. So after taxes, this 2 bands probably ended up being maybe like high 17s, maybe high 18s. And the only reason for that is because of where I live. Now, let me give y'all some insight to AZ. I done lived everywhere. LA, Philly, Jersey, Cabo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you boil off the country for a second, right? This is the only state that I've lived in where you can pick, if you have a W-2 job, the percentage of taxes they take out. It goes from either none, you can elect to have no taxes taken out, which that's not true. Like, even if you pick 0, something comes out somehow. I don't know how. If I pick 0, something still comes out, but something will still come out though. But it goes from like 0 or very, very low percentage, like less than 1%, all the way up to like 3.5%. Okay. This is AZ. All right. I've never seen this on a W-2 in any other state that I've worked in or lived in. So if your state does this, then let me know, chime in. You know what I'm saying? Send us to somebody where they got the same tax benefits, if it's a benefit or not. It could end up not being a benefit because the 1 year I thought it was and it wasn't. Ended up owing money, all right? Because I picked the very, very lowest amount. It was like, take 1% then. But then by the time it came time for taxes, I actually owed money. And I ain't owe a whole lot. It was maybe like a couple $100s. But pretty much though, I wasn't allowing them to take a certain amount of money. Is this still on? The red light or it's beeping? It ain't like,
No, it's good.
It's good, all right. But what it ended up doing was, yeah, I saw more money in my paycheck, which I'm cool with that because I need more money right then and that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I need it. That's my bro call. I'll call him back. But if you a tax person, which I'm not, I'm really not. I don't wait and work a whole year to get 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 bands. Like, I'm cool. I'm trying to make 5 bands a day. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 bands a month, worst come to worst. So not a huge tax person, so it ain't really matter to me. So give me all my money up front. But again, this is the only state that I know that does that though. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I got you though, right? So I'm doing Uber Eats. I had this job and then I quit this job. And I'm telling myself like, all right, cool. If I can make $200 a day, then I'll make $1,000 a week. The same thing I was making by sitting in this office for 8 hours a day. So my justification was like, all right, I'm out. It's 2023 at the time, maybe late 2022. And I'm like, it's too many ways to get to this money out here nowadays where you don't have to literally go sit and work a 9 to 5 or sit in somebody's office. And I was bored. You know, I got a short attention span when it comes to stuff like that. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna quit. Downloaded the Uber Eats app, and I'm like, let me figure this out. I figured it out to a T, to where I would start in the mornings at like 5 and some change, do the early morning breakfast runs and make like anywhere between 70 and 90 bucks between like 5:30 a.m. and like maybe 7:38, right? Depending on what I was doing. So I did that for a minute and kind of killed it on Uber Eats. There was weeks when I would do 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 a week. All right, 5 or 6 days. I was making less than that when I was sitting in this office 5 days a week from 8 to 5. And I had to drive 45 minutes to 50 minutes to get there. It was on the other side of the town. You know what I'm saying? So I'm having like 11-hour days to make $1,000 a week. That's being taxed. Not cool at all. No bueno. All right, so let's get back to these 6 minutes. I'm about to show y'all what I'm talking about. And he want me to add on something. I don't think I'm gonna add it on though. So my man that keep talking about he can't make no money, ain't no ways to get no money. All right, shouts to Dave Ramsey, man. This for you and this for all my hardcore trappers. This for all my hardcore trapper die homies. Like, you either trap or you die. You ain't got no money, because being broke felt like death anyway. Being in debt feel like death anyway, because every time you make some money, you can't keep it. All right. Not being able to take care of your family feel like death. You might as well be dying. And I feel like that's where that statement came from. Trap or die. Because if you ain't going to trap, you ain't going to hustle, you ain't going to work. You don't work, you don't eat. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? So this right here is the Roadie app. All right. On this Roadie app, you can make a substantial amount of money. All right. Orders will pop up. You can go on here, you can select these orders. All right, right now, this is where we are. So it's 2 I got in queue. This is where we at right now. All right, it took me 6 minutes to get here to go pick up something from here that'll net me $25, $25.47, okay? I'm gonna go grab this. It says 5 miles away. It'll probably take us 11 minutes to drive this 5 miles to go drop off what I'm gonna drop off. That means that I would have made, or I'm going to make, $25.47. All right, let's just say $26 in 17 minutes. I was making $25 an hour 3-4 years ago, sitting in the office, and I can literally go and make $25 an hour in 17 minutes. That's what we gonna pause at, because I don't want to get nobody on camera on here. We gonna walk it anyway, though. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on real quick. We're going to grab this, and then we're going to come back. All right, so now we back, all right? So this is the kicker. This ain't nothing but dirt. All right. Now, because I'm a pretty fit individual, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't really suggest that. I mean, you kind of can tell what it is you picking up because the app will give you, it'll give you dimensions and it'll give you weight. Okay. Now these bags ain't light, but they also ain't that heavy though. So I'm gonna throw these suckers in here. We gonna say that this might take me, what, 4 minutes? Maybe not even, to toss these in the whip like that. And my car got some space in it. So, another little disclaimer. If you wanna do certain things, you probably gonna need a little bit of space and a little bit of muscle. But everything is not always as big though. All right, so that took what, like 3 minutes? So 6 to 3, we like at 9. Jackpot, and the cart made it back. I ain't even gotta walk over there. I'm saving myself time. Who is kidding? Look at that, that's perfect. That's like I parked it myself. Threw that sucker all the way over there. All right, so we're gonna say we at 9 minutes. Now, because I got 2 of these, I'm not going the other direction. All right, so we back. So I already picked up one, but because I had 2 that y'all saw, one said 13, one said 25. All right, mind you, I'll be moving by now, so it would have took less time. I'm not going to the other store yet. I'm gonna select this person. That's where we going, and we're gonna see how long it's gonna take us to get there. 11 minutes. Eyes right on the money. All right, so 6 minutes to get here, 11 minutes to drop it off. That's 17 minutes. And I'm gonna say 3 minutes to load up. All right, so we talking about 20 minutes. That's $25 in 20 minutes. Some of y'all got jobs where you don't make $25 an hour. And literally what I'm saying is trap or die. There is no excuse. You can do whatever you want to do in the age that we live in. It is 2026. There is a app out here or something out here to where as though you can get to this paper. All right. It might not be a huge bag in the beginning, but it's all good though. You keep pushing, you keep hustling, it's coming. All right. It's like the Bible say to not overlook small beginnings. You know what I'm saying? It might be either in Ecclesiastes or it might be in Galatians. And if it ain't in them 2 places, it's in Proverbs. But I'm gonna find it for you though. All right. I'm getting my Bible scholar up. I know a lot of scripture. Like I said, when I talk to Pastor Brent, I just don't know where to find them at. But the word is hitting in my heart though. All right. But there is a scripture in the word that says to not be weary in good doing, for in due time you will reap a harvest. So if you out here trapping and you hustling and you working and you doing what you gotta do and it seems like it's small, that's cool, keep going. All right, nothing big ever starts big. The things that end up getting big started small. The things that end up moving fast, they started slow. Okay, so you gotta make sure you stay locked in and get rid of the comparison. Stop thinking, stop looking at other people, stop trying to figure out what it is they doing. Don't worry about them, worry about you. But there is no reason why my man homie should be sitting around crying, telling him on a regular basis or however often they talk that he can't do nothing or there's nothing to do. Not true. There is something you can do. The problem with him and with a lot of other people is it's not what you want to do. Here's a segue. I don't care. And he probably doesn't have anybody that's depending on him besides him. When you like me, and you got a wife, and you got 3 kids, and you got dreams, you got aspirations, you will, let me not use myself because you already know, I'll do whatever. But when you in those positions and you got people to take care of, you will do whatever it takes. And if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, then you might as well just go ahead and die. Because if you're not going to do nothing and you're going to take a space out here and you're not going to be the person who you got to be, that got to provide for your family and try to at least give them a shot at a better life, and you're going to sit around and sulk and wallow in your own despair and your own pity when there's so many things you could literally be doing to at least get to a couple dollars, all right? You crying about the phone bill. Your phone bill is $80, $90. You could literally get out here for an hour and make that. And then that's a little less stress on you. Boom, I know how to pay my bill this week. All right, like I know what to do. You gotta watch yourself out here, man. AZ a little wild when it comes to these drivers. So, trap or die, all right? We are 6 minutes away. It literally has taken 20 minutes in total to leave where I was, leave the crib, get to the pickup location, load up, drive off, and we're 6 minutes away from dropping this off, all right? That's the 20 minutes. It'll probably take me 3-4 minutes to throw this out the car. You know what I'm saying? Less than that, more than that, it depends on how fast you move. But either way, let's just round it to the nearest 100. Let's say 25 minutes in total. That's $1 a minute. I don't know how many minutes there are in a year, but there is 168 hours though in a week. 24 hours in a day. Y'all do the math. That's some long math. I'm gonna add this up. I'm gonna figure out if you make $1 a minute for 24 hours a day, how much money is that per day? All right, this is where the editing comes in at, because I'm gonna do this math and it's gonna pop up where I just did my hands at, right at the bottom. All right. Bottom line though, getting back to what I'm saying and what the whole base of this episode is, man, is like, there's no excuse. There's really no excuse. When the slow beginnings of TBB takes off and the 150 subs, whatever, like I don't even do it for subs at this point. I don't do it for views at this point. But everything that you continually work at though, it will work. If you don't have a plan B, your plan A has to work. And I stole it. I got that from somebody, but it made a lot of sense. So I had to spit it back out here to y'all. But if you only got one plan and you continue to execute this plan day in and day out, it will work. It may take some time. Do not give up. Don't quit. Most of y'all be like, man, I've been doing this for 4 months. 4 months? But you know how long it takes somebody to get something to pop off sometimes? 4 years. If you want to get biblical, you want to look at the Bible, it took them 40 years to get out the wilderness. But it still happened. Some of y'all is like, I ain't got 40 years. Well, you know, what else you gonna do? You know, we in this age of the pivot. You know what I'm saying? The pivot came in. The word pivot came in and everybody was like, oh, well, you can always pivot and whatever you're doing ain't working. Yes, I do believe in the pivot, but I also don't believe in giving up though. And I also believe that if you don't really stay locked in and you don't keep yourself moving at a high level and you pivot too soon, then you're not going to reap the fruits of your labor. And then everything that you did in the beginning is no longer worth it. Like, why would you invest 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, a year and a half on something just to stop because, oh, it's not showing what it is you wanted to show? Some things end up being complete and utter duds. But if you have no other choice though, and you really, really lock in and you tell yourself like, yo, no matter what, spam calls, nope. That my plan A is my plan A and it's going to work because I have no plan B. I guarantee you at some point, somehow, some way, it is going to work. All right. Anytime that you quote unquote lose, you don't really lose if you look at it as I just learned another way on how to be successful and what not to do. and what not to repeat. But so many of us get in our feelings though, and we get emotional about stuff, and then we just kind of want to give up, and then we end up back in a situation that we had courage enough to step away from and then go right back. You know, so many times I see people like, yeah, I gotta get away from this. I gotta get away from this job. I gotta do something that's more passion, you know, that got more purpose behind it. And I support all of that. And then they get away, and then they start to do what they want to do, and it's still work. And it's still a little difficult. And the road ahead is not always roses and sunshine. And you ain't out here smelling the flowers every day. Like, everything sometimes does not look as good as you want it to in the beginning, because it's starting slow. And then what happens? They end up quitting, and then they go backwards, and they stop all the traction and all the momentum that they had and that they made, and they put a pause in it, put a pin in it, throw the plan away, they pivot, and then they go back to something that they were trying to get away from anyway. And now you back at a job, 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, whatever the hours may be, not paying you what you want to make. So then you repeat the cycle all over again, as opposed to sticking to your guns, man. Stay 10 toes down. Like, so many people use that, but what does that really mean for you? What that means for me is I will do whatever it takes out here to put food on the table, pay the bills, and transition our life from one place to the next. And the person who I'm doing it for is our Heavenly Father. I don't need no round of applause from nobody. I don't need nobody else to pat me on my back. None of that. It don't got to be glamorous, but in the eyes of my Father, he will see my hustle, and he will see my dedication and my commitment to be like, my son will literally do whatever it takes. So at some point, as long as he don't stop, and I know he won't, I'm going to breathe on the show. And y'all think it's going to be overnight, but like my day ones, y'all going to be like, nah, I've been seeing my man go ham super hard on this for a long time. And now it's finally popping. Now he's able just to probably sit back and do some content. And even when that happens, I'm not just going to only sit back and do that. I got way too much drive and way too many other things I want to do. And this is just one of them. And today is just an example day. All right. I got these apps on my phone because I do use them from time to time when I want to make a couple extra dollars. If I got a free day and I'm not really doing nothing and I got a free hours, instead of sitting in the crib, if I want to take a break from working on the other projects that I'm working on, then I make sure I get up, I get out, I get to it. And those be the days where I end up making an extra $225, 3 and some change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not the 3 bands, 4 bands, $100,000. But I tell you what, though, what it's going to take care of, the car insurance is paid now from one day of side trapping. All right. Phone bills is paid from one day of side trapping. Or I can go to the grocery store and get food for 2 weeks off of one day of side trapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can pay my car note off of one day of side trapping. Where is this house at? On my left. How I get in here though? All right. So what I'm saying to y'all, dog, is that, all right, that ain't the way I can go. So it's on the corner. This be the other thing too. All right. Sometimes you got to actually find where you're going. I don't know. I already passed the crib. That's because I'm running my mouth, but it's all good though. So essentially, all right, we just made $25, $26, whatever. What was it? 25.47. You know, another 53 cents. That's $26. So I'm gonna say $26 in about 25 minutes. That's $1 a minute. I will do this math for y'all. All right. I'm gonna pull up right here, and this is how I do. Matter of fact, now I'm gonna be nice because they got a driveway. All right, and this is where I exercise my level of courteousness too. All right, so looking at the address, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna compare the address, make sure I am where I'm supposed to be. Yep. And because they got these huge old bags, what I'm not gonna do is put them right in front of their front door, because that would suck. If I come home and I be like, man, you couldn't have put this on the side of the house, I sure can for you. You know why? Because it's called humanity. All right. This is called being a person. This is called having civility. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all how easy it is. All right, to do this. My man, he ain't even get out the car. He's being lazy. All right. So you swipe to arrive. bang. All right, you hit this, you know what you got, so that when you can't mess it up. So when y'all be messing people orders up that do this, I don't know how. It literally shows you the picture you take. All right, boom. I'm gonna pull these out, and this what makes it easier. That all I gotta do is drop these boys. They ain't got to be pretty. It ain't got to be nice. All I gotta do is get you your stuff to where it's supposed to be. And once we get it there, we finish and we roll out. But don't break the gate though. How's it going, sir? And sometimes you get to meet the people who you dropping stuff off for. We doing a little show today, a little episode. We showing people what it look like to get to a side hustle after you get off your day job, because there's no reason why you can't make a couple extra bucks out here, right? One more. What you doing with all this dirt anyway? I figured I figured it was his wife. Yep. It's always the wives that want all of this stuff. But smart man he is though, because he said, baby, I ain't going to the store to get that. I'm gonna go ahead and have it delivered and we're gonna drop it off. All right, so once we do that, we take a little picture, and this handsome gentleman now has his stuff in less than 25 minutes. All right, that's how we get to it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. So he probably came out because, well, he was definitely waiting for it, but definitely came out, was like, who are these brothers? Who is these brothers? Yeah, I ain't gonna say the other word. I'll be really keeping it PG on here. Who these brothers in my driveway? What they doing? We bringing your wife her dirt, sir. So, and like that, complete delivery is done. What this is gonna do is try to send me to the other one, but because I literally only really did this to show y'all like the possibilities on that are out here. And this ain't the only app, bro. You can be on, this is the Roadie app. You can be on Roadie. You can be on Freight. You can be on Ride and Roll. You can be on Vayo. Vayo, you can really make some money. I've never done Vayo yet, but I know people that do Vayo though. Vayo is, you literally pick up like seniors from their house and take them to appointments. Yeah, we ain't going back that way. We going this way. I don't know what they doing down there. Vayo, I heard you can make like $100 and something like per drop off, which is wild. So because I not really refuse to go pick this up, but I just don't really feel like it. It's 4 o'clock. I'm about to go home, make dinner for the girls, and I'm trying to watch these playoff games. Literally 15 minutes from the crib. All right. So what I want to do is, because I don't want this, I'm gonna go ahead and press get help. I'm gonna just tap that I no longer want to complete this boy. All right. Now, typically, I'm gonna just say my plans change, and then I'm removed from the gig, and I'm no longer responsible to pick it up. Okay. So let me put the seatbelt on. We going back to the spot. Stop making excuses. All right. Stop making excuses. There's no excuse. If I was locked in, and the days when I do this and I'm super, super locked in, it depends on how my day is going. You know what I'm saying? How long I really want to be out here. But the good thing about this, though, is that if you like me, and you like, yo, you hate jobs, you don't mind work. Your boy does not mind work. Clearly, that was some work. I don't mind work. I'm not a big fan of jobs, though. Like, if I take a job, there has to be an even level of exchange, and the reason why I am there. There has to be some level of value that I believe I can bring to it. And then there has to be some type of exchange and something in return that I'm think that benefits me. All right. This is what has me think about taking a certain job when I'm in certain arenas. Okay. And the reason being is because if I'm doing something like this, I can literally super trap hard, and we should have got gas though. We still need gas. Might not make it home, but we're going to get gas though. I'm going to get off and get it. You can super trap hard, and all of the gigs are not the same though in terms of dollar amount. Okay. So it's not like I ain't going to, sell y'all no dream that, oh, every single gig you do going to be $25. It's going to take you 25 minutes. No. It's not the case. But excuse me. I'm so selective that I use my time wisely. When I'm out here and I got a side hustle day, side trap day, I think to myself first, like, all right, what can I pay when I do this? And sometimes I don't pay nothing. Sometimes I just do it to save money. Put it in the HYSA. So I do a whole day of side hustles. I make a good $250. If I really truly don't need it, it's going in an account somewhere. That's $250 that's going to collect interest every single month as it accumulates. Some days I do actually need it, and I'm like, all right, cool. I done made $225, $325. What can I pay with that? I'll look at whatever bills I got, and it's like, bet I'm about to pay this credit card down. All right, I'm about to go ahead and knock the phone bill off, or I'm about to go ahead and pay the electric bill, or whatever. There's a couple extra $100 just for the month, just in case something happens. Store that, stash that, put that in your emergency fund. Bottom line is, man, the point I'm trying to make by showing y'all this and doing this little experiment is there's no excuse. All right, there is literally no excuse. You can do whatever you want to do in the day and age in which we live in. All right, so find a hustle. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason, let me talk to my men real quick. There's no reason why no grown man, especially if you got a family, is sitting home every day while your wife or your girl or your side chick or whatever, like, go to work, because the women will work, and you home playing video games and your drawers, you on the phone, you on IG, you know what I'm saying? You jumping in DMs, or you know all the rappers, you know all the beef, like you all the hot topics. Mine's will be Wendy Williams out this joint, like you know all that, but you ain't getting to no money because what? Because what you want to do ain't popping off? Nah, bro, that's you. What you need to do is get out here and make zero excuses for yourself. Don't let nothing stop you. There is something to do. You can find something to do. Some of y'all can lock in on Robinhood. Y'all can lock in on Coinbase. I ain't got no problem with the crypto bros. Because you know what? When the crypto bros figure it out and they done spent a couple thousand on trying to get to this money, and then slow start, something finally pop off, and then they end up with 14, 15 million. Hey, they stuck to it. Not my hustle. I don't have the wherewithal to spend that kind of money on a day in, day out basis, hoping that one of these joints pop, and then I end up with, 20,000, 40,000, 100,000, couple million, whatever. No, but what I will tell you this though, I do make buy and holds though. I do listen to my man Wall Street Trapper when he throwing his plays out there, and he letting us know how we should be looking at ETFs. You know what I'm saying? How we should be looking at buy and holds, and how we should be looking at energy stocks and defense funds, and how we should be looking at AI stocks and cybersecurity. Like, educate yourselves, man. Educate yourselves. Find the play. Find the play out here. Because I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I say it with so much love and so much care. If you only are working a 9 to 5 and your dream is to be wealthy and be rich, that is never going to happen. Now, because I do follow certain principles from Dave Ramsey, I do believe that your income is one of your greatest tools to building wealth. So I'm not going to go out here and tell all of y'all to do what I do and quit your job and do whatever, the side hustle to you ain't got no more energy. Nah, don't do that. Unless you're okay with that. If you are, go ahead, rock out. But if you are only ever going to work, you're not putting no money nowhere, you spending everything you make, you got high credit card payments, you're never going to be wealthy. Never going to be wealthy. All right. He's got a thing called like net worth millionaires, which I think kind of breaks down to, he compiles a bunch of things to see if you're a millionaire. So if you're a homeowner, but your home is worth $800,000 and you got $100,000 in a 401 account, and you got like 150 bands in a Roth IRA somewhere, and then maybe you got like 70 bands in a savings account, then he considers you to be a millionaire, a net worth millionaire, because your home is worth this much money. And if you sell it, then yeah, you can get 800,000. If your house is worth 800,000, well, first of all, you got to sell it. There's somebody who got 800,000 in order to get that money. And then you still got to have somewhere else to live. So that's why I kind of don't really bang with that principle, so to speak. But just because I like some of the stuff he says doesn't mean I got to agree with everything that he says or go along with it. But I see the principles behind it. All right. But I got my own principle. Working a 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life, if you have an aspiration to be rich or to be wealthy, you will never get there. If you are going in every day helping some multi-million-dollar organization, and I've worked for a lot of them, build their dream, and they making you hustle, and you got to show up, show out, and get them money, and you only getting not even a fraction of it, and this is what you're going to do for the next 30 or 40 years, and if you don't do anything else, keep that in mind, though. If you don't do anything else, never going to be wealthy, never going to be rich. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got my 3 levels to money. You up, you rich, or you wealthy, all right? Those are Sean Nathan's 3 stages to finances. I've broken them down before. I'll break them down again. You either up, you rich, and then you wealthy. But to even get to the up stage, unless you live at home with your mama and you ain't got 0 bills and you spend literally nothing and your overhead is super low, all right, and you live on less than what you make, then you can get to a place where you up if you just tucking money and you're smart on where to put this dough at. But if you're not in that situation and you hustling and you working and you got bills like everybody else, you got cell phone, electric, car note, rent, mortgage, whatever, especially if you got family, you got kids, you got groceries, and all you do is go to a 9-to-5 job, yeah, nah, that's not gonna happen for you. Sorry. I don't know if anybody's told y'all that, but if they haven't, and if they told you that you could be rich by going to work every day, they lied to you. Study anybody else in this game, in this world, in this life who has got wealthy. At some point, they had to have the courage and the strength to step away from what they were doing 9-to-5 wise when it made sense for them. All right. Some people stepped away when it didn't make sense for them, being like, yo, I can't give this place another 2-3 years of my life. When if I give what I want to do, my dream, my aspiration, 2-3 years of my life, the same amount of time I get this job, I can probably get to where I want to be and make the kind of money I want to make in half the time. That's all I'm saying to y'all. So with that, yeah, we almost at the crib. Your boy definitely did that with no gas. He's over here sweating bullets like, yo, the car breakdown, that's a whole nother episode. Don't be out here trapping or dying and your car's dying because you ain't got no gas. So thank God that ain't happened. Anyway, man, I'm gonna make sure I leave a plug for the scriptures. We gonna break down this math. We gonna throw that in there. But y'all know what to do, man. Love somebody, hug somebody. Until the next time, we did this one on the move. We'll probably do the next one. We back in the crib with it. And then I'm gonna find another house, man. Since y'all like these house videos and y'all like these car videos. So my man said his dream car is a Caddy. We probably go to the Cadillac dealership on Friday. I gotta get my hair done, so I look a little rough right now. But yeah, when we come out of next week, man, we going Cadillac. And I'm gonna find the crib, and then I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna give y'all some more of this wisdom the Lord been dropping on me. All right, so with that, y'all know what to do. Love somebody, hug somebody. Till next time, it's your boy Sean Nathan, man. We out. Peace.